Hey guys, coming in from a different angle today. Back home, but I wanted to talk about that movie, It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively. And honestly, the guy who plays her husband, I have no idea who he is, but I just discovered, or like probably the third time I watched it with my mom and her boyfriend, that the guy who played Atlas is actually in 1922 or 1923. I mean, a spin-off of Yellowstone. So that makes me want to rewatch 1923 so bad. And also it's gonna it always gets filmed in Butte, in and around the Butte general area. So I am really excited for season 2 of that. But furthermore, It Ends With Us, I don't want to spoil it just in case someone didn't watch it, but I went into it thinking it was going to be something else because I have not read the book, and I actually have not read the book yet. But so don't come after me. But I went into it thinking it was going to be about like something else, and it was going to be the trailers make it pretty obvious that they have issues, and then her husband gets a little bit on the violent side. But with the title and the way that the trailers kind of go, I assumed it was like she had childhood trauma with her dad abusing her mom, and so he must have had something in his past that made him the way he is, which he does, but I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to give too much away. So I assumed that meant like they came together, they were realizing they were repeating cycles, so they came together and made the conscious choice of breaking the cycles and living happily ever after. Basically, It Ends With Us. That's what I thought, but it did not go that way at all. And the Ends With Us portion was about the character of Blake Lively's Lily Blooms, and once she found out she was pregnant and it was a daughter, she asked for her husband for a divorce. And when she's like rocking her newborn in the hospital, she's like, it ends right here, it ends with us. Like, she's not gonna have to go through the same cycle that she went through and she grew up with. And that was pretty much it. And that scene in the hospital where she's asking her for her husband for a divorce is a very, very powerful speech. I actually filmed it and put it on my YouTube right here. But and then she goes to her father's grave, and she doesn't really give a high power speech there. I think it would have been a little better if she did, but she didn't. And she kind of just, I think at that point was like healed or close to healing, and she was just done with it, and she just was indifferent and was just said bye or hi dad at his tombstone. And then a few time lapses later, and I want to say her daughter was probably like 2. It kind of looked like maybe 1, but closer to 2. And then she bumps into Atlas again. And furthermore, Atlas, this is like another whole relationship, was her childhood / high school boyfriend, the boyfriend she lost her virginity to. And then she actually moves to Boston to, my personal thinks is she influenced by him, because he was gonna go there and she probably wanted to find him, but she found her abusive husband first, and she actually ends up going to his restaurant, and then they kind of reconnect and become friends. And then like her husband obviously does not like that and is threatened by that, and pretty much like every time his name or anything about Atlas comes up, he beats the crap out of her basically. And she has this tattoo that represents Addison on her collarbone, and he actually tried to bite it off. And then that was it. That was like that point where she ran away at that point, actually ran back to Addison, or I mean not Addison, wow, Atlas, and to his restaurant, and he took her to the hospital. And pretty much at that point, she no longer went back to her husband. She moved back in with her mom, which actually is the actress who plays her mom is in Chicago PD. She plays the desk sergeant in Chicago PD. Just little side information there. Anyway, and then so she goes back to her mom and starts building like a building her life back there and building her nursery for her baby there. And then actually her husband comes back, or comes there and helps her build the crib, and it kind of like shows him like the side of him at first, and so you don't really know who's at the door, if it's him or Addison, but then it zooms in on his ring that he's still wearing, and she kind of noticed that he's still wearing the ring, and he like pretty much begs her to come back, and she's like, no, it's not happening. But I rented that movie on Prime. You could get it on Prime. It's not available on DVD yet, but you could get it on Prime Video. And I watched that movie like 5 times. Like 5 times. I probably watched it 3 times within a 48-hour period. I watched it back to back. Like the first night I watched it and it was like brand new to me, I watched it back to back. Like I could not get over this movie. It is such a good movie. I highly recommend it. If you've not watched it yet, you gotta watch it. And then if you're waiting to read the book first and then go in and watch the movie, take it from me. I'm a massive reader, but I actually ended up watching the movie first. So go watch that movie.